So welcome back to Burn and Barrel, and today we've got another review, and I'm actually really excited about this one because I've talked about it a little bit, maybe a couple recent videos, but I have been changing up a little bit of what I'm looking for in terms of bourbons and whiskeys that I go buy. I typically, when I first started, I was just kind of looking for anything and everything really, nothing like super expensive, but nothing, crazy or anything like that. I was just kind of just looking for stuff. But this time around, I really have been looking for unique and special bottles. And so I like unique finishes, unique mash bills, just something different other than just a standard, like another Kentucky bourbon or another MGP rye or, something like that. I want something kind of special and unique, at least on top of those things. So when I saw this, and especially for the price point, I was very excited to try it. And I actually just got a few bottles recently that are also kind of unique in a lot of ways. So those will be in the next few videos in terms of reviews. So if you want to check those out, be sure to stay tuned for that. But other than that, let's just get talking about this bottle today, which, as you can probably see, is a Jefferson's Reserve. And what's cool about this is it is a rum cask finish. So I don't know how long it's been out for. It's probably been out for like a minute, but I think it's newer maybe. But this is the old rum cask finish, just their straight bourbon whiskey finished in old rum casks. Now, the old rum is the trademark, so I'm sure that's the rum that they actually finished it in. But I don't believe it says for how long on here. There's not a lot of information on this bottle. It just says, the proof and then the old rum cask finish. But as you can see here, it is 90.2 proof. So we're not going to be anywhere near like a cask strength or anything like that. That's not what we're getting into today. This is definitely going to be more of a daily-ish pour kind of vibe from what I can imagine. Just because this is also a $45 bottle. At least that's what I got it for. So it's definitely available, definitely easier to get in terms of price-wise, in terms of barrier of entry. Not super expensive. I don't know what the availability is like because I hadn't seen this bottle until a couple weeks ago on like an allocated shelf at a store near me. So that was the only reason I kind of got it, was it just kind of appeared. I don't know what it's going to be like everywhere else. But at least for me in my area, it is definitely sort of rare-ish, I wouldn't say super uncommon, but I would just go like right smack dab in the middle. Not like unicorn or anything like that, but so to be honest with you, I have not had much of Jefferson's Reserve. Like all their aged out at the ocean stuff, I haven't had any of that. No, none of their normal stuff really. The only other bottle I think that I have is a Jefferson's Reserve rye that came out with like in the past year. So that's the only other Jefferson's Reserve I have, and that bottle was actually really good. I can't remember if I reviewed that one or not. I think I did, but I don't remember. So if I did, it was a while ago, I believe. But if I have, be sure to check that one out. But that was the first bottle I've had of Jefferson's Reserve in like ever. I maybe had a sample a long time ago of something, but I've never really had bottles of Jefferson's Reserve here in my like shelves. So after having that rye, it kind of put me on the map a little bit for them. And so seeing this a couple weeks ago, I just knew I had to get this bottle. So Jefferson's Reserve, just a couple quick facts if you don't know. Like I said, this is Jefferson's Reserve. They have their website here on the label if you just want to go visit that, check out some of their information. There'll be more than what I could tell you on there. This is a MGP. It looks like it's distilled in Indiana, but it is bottled for Jefferson's, which is out of Crestwood, Kentucky. So I would assume this is an MGP bourbon of some kind, just finished in that old rum. So that thing of their own distillate, I think, in this one, but there's nothing wrong with that. I like MGP stuff, and like especially their MGP rye. The MGP ryes. That stuff is fantastic. So I don't know if we're gonna have anything wrong with this, at least that I can tell. So so let's just go and get right into this glass. As we can see on the color's a little lighter. I think this is gonna be a younger product, probably 2 to 4 years. That'd take a wild guess. The rum, since rum typically, I don't know what color this rum is, if it's a white or spiced rum. I don't know. I could probably look it up and find out what the old rum that they're talking about is. But if it's anything other than spiced rum, this color doesn't surprise me. If it was spiced rum, that would make a little bit more sense, but it's still, spiced rum and regular rum are going to be at this color, or like white rum is completely clear. So aging it in those rum casks is not going to darken it from the liquid itself. The barrels from those maybe will impart some color, but since they're already used, it won't impart as much as a fresh barrel would, which is typically why you see darker colors in your double barrels, even at younger ages. You can see pretty dark colors just because the fresh wood soaks in. But a used cask, like for rum especially, since or tequila or vodka, or if any of those lighter colored spirits, is going to be used already, and it will not leave much. And even the color, any residue liquid from the barrels is not even dark colored anyway. So, because like when you get a wine finish, those wine casks have been soaked up with that dark red, purple wine. So then it will impart dark colors into the finishes of those kind of bourbons and whiskeys in general. But with these, won't impart too much, so you're not going to get much extra color off of those. So this one is being light, tells me it's going to be younger anyways. But let's just get right into the nose. I'm super excited. Rum's a unique finish that I've not really had. I think this is my first ever rum. Yeah, I think this is my first rum cask finish in my collection. So pretty unique, so I'm ready to get into it. So I can tell there's a little bit of a difference here. You know, I get some really nice, I get a really nice, almost like Sunscreen type of note, like coconutty Sunscreen type vibe. A little bit of a caramel in there too. But it just smells like a beach, almost. Like it smells a little bit tropical in terms of like a little coconutty, sunscreeny type. A little caramel in there. Maybe a little fruity, but other than that, like, it's not super complex, and it's not super ethanol forward considering this is only 90 proof. So you're not going to get a ton of ethanol. Even though it is 90 proof, and it is 90 proof, so you're not going to get like a ton of power behind that either. Not going to be super potent or anything like that, but what I do get is really nice. I am enjoying this. Yeah, that's super nice. It's not too complex. It's not super simple. It's kind of just a few noters in there, a couple good notes, but nothing I can complain about. Like I said, $45 bottle. I mean, this is good stuff right here. So yeah, let's just get right into the glass. So, the first thing that I notice is that it is quite thin. It is kind of watery, obviously with the 90 proof being what it is. It's not going to be super powerful or nothing like that, but it's definitely not anything higher proof or nothing like that. It's definitely a little watery, a little thin. The flavors that I do get are okay. I think I get a little bit of a grain note in there, and I get a little bit of that rum influence. Like I said, a little sugary sweetness in there, just a little bit, a little grainy. But honestly, it's not a lot. I'm not getting a lot of flavors on this. It is definitely a good bit thin. But I do think the flavors I do get are quite nice. Like I said, a little sugary, a little thin, and a little bit of that little spices in there. Once I get to the finish, it transitions a little bit more of that oak comes in, a little oak. It's not super young. I don't get anything super tannic or anything like that. The finish is actually pretty short, honestly. But it kind of carries through those previous notes and just kind of brings in a little bit of oak on the finish. Again, nothing that's gonna blow you away, but it's not bad. Like, it definitely doesn't taste bad at all. Yeah, I'm gonna let this sit for a second. See maybe if it opens up for a minute, but yeah, overall I'm not getting a ton on there. I'm gonna give this about a 5 right now. Just because it's just most average, honestly. Like, it's good. It's not super good. It's not super bad. I mean, it's got some good qualities. It's got some not so great qualities, but I don't think there's anything that's downright awful about this. For $45, I think, you know, that's probably the most I would pay for it. If it was maybe in the 30s, it'd be better. But I think the rum influence is pretty nice. Like, you get something a little bit different. And it's not too underproofed where you can't get anything of the rum. It definitely has that influence. Just maybe not as much as you would like if it was higher proof. Now, if this was in the 100, 110 maybe aged for maybe a couple more years or maybe finished for a little bit longer, then this could be really, really good. But I think for right now, it's got the good bones, but I just don't think it's there yet. Like, I think it's just early stages of what I think it could potentially be if they decide to pursue a cask strength or a more powerful version of this. So, let me go for one more taste just to double check, but I just want to make sure. Same thing on the noses, so nothing's changed. Yeah, I mean, you get, like I said, a little bit of that caramelly, a little spice in there. Mostly it's just like that little watered down caramelly flavor. Get a little bit of a rum influence there with a little like regular sugary type. Maybe the spice in there too, but overall, it's just an average pour. 5 out of 10. Nothing bad, nothing great. Just kind of middle of the road. Do I recommend you get this? I would recommend that you get this if you just want to try something different, or if you like Jefferson's. But if you're somebody looking for a lot of flavor or something super unique, maybe don't go for this one. I would say it is a unique idea. I just don't know if it's executed enough to be super unique just from the juice itself. So that's all I have for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to check out the description down below, as always, I have a summarized version of this review, so be sure to check that out. Also be sure to check out a couple videos you see on screen, as there are some reviews that I've done as well. And be sure to check out my channel to see more of those if you would like. So I think that's it for me today, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time here on Burn and Barrel.